1, 2, 3, 4.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this, our 112th episode of the Good Morning Guys podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we discuss the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I'm one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also with me, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Stop it.
Yes.
Yes. It's the end of October. It's Christmas time.
No.
Yep.
I refuse.
All right. On his left and my right, the volleyball and beast of the East who can make you laugh in 3 words or less or your money back, Ronnie Johantges.
Hi.
Hi. And then the final member and, final member? That's not what it says. Oh, that's right. The final member of the GMG Quadfecta, who's got music in his heart, Doctor Who, and retro gaming on his brain, and La Coretta in his old stomago, Marc Boucher.
Give Halloween its time. That's all I'm saying.
Overrated.
Give Hollywood Bones his Christmas.
No.
I feel like if we keep getting extra nicknames, eventually our whole show is just going to be our intro.
Challenge
hour and a half later.
accepted.
Challenge accepted.
I can compile every nickname that you've had since the beginning. If I really wanted to just forget my life for like a week.
You got it written in
copy
the
and
scroll.
paste
Got it.
all.
I believe in
I
you.
do.
You can do it.
The GMG scroll. Someday, my friends. Someday. Maybe episode 200. I will give every
That's
nickname
going to be like
you.
another 88 more episodes of coming up with new nicknames.
That's like 40
that's
more
right.
nicknames per person.
At least. All right. As is tradition, before jumping into what's new news, we're going to mix it up a bit, and begin with good old housekeeping, where we offer towels, put Andy's chocolate candies on pillows, and tip you off to the things you need to know. If you have not, and this is your first rodeo with us, please take time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Stitcher. It helps us in ways we do not understand, but science has proven that it helps more joiners join us. Also, we're very happy to have this one-sided hangout with you, but we do hope you will go beyond listening. So check out the show notes to see the links for Twitter and for Discord. You can follow us on the old Twitter, and you can hang out with us on Discord because we're talking about dad jokes, God, Pop-Tarts, Avengers, and Cowplops, just to name a few.
Yeah, the Plops has been on
Discussion
fire
items.
this past week.
You're telling me you are.
Oh, how many
friend.
minutes into the podcast and we're already about 3 minutes we're talking
Hey,
about.
you're
Took
lucky I
too
didn't
long.
You're lucky I didn't put plops in the nicknames for you guys.
I'm
this
I was
week.
so
expecting
glad
it.
you didn't.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, you're
All right,
gonna know.
finally,
You're
you
gonna
will.
know.
It's gonna come up. Finally, as always, we do have additional content coming at you this week. You can check out Mark and Retrooctober. I think you are wrapping that up this week. As
Yeah,
you will
we'll
be
be,
streaming.
Tomorrow
something.
night we'll be streaming Star Tropics Part 2.
Well, if you're listening to this live, it's 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah.
Star Tropics.
Yep.
It was
And
awesome.
Now,
How about
now
Saturday?
here's one you can.
It's video
I
on
can't-
demand.
Yeah, it's gonna be on demand.
That's
obviously.
true. That's true.
But I don't know what game it is yet. We're still working on that for Saturday.
Surprise.
But my wife will be joining me to stream.
Ooh. That's
So-
a brave prediction. What if you pick a terrible game and she's like, I don't like this?
Well, we have to prove it first. But either
Okay.
way, she's
right.
joining me on Saturday's stream.
It has to be
I
Kristen
feel like you're
approved.
safe with anything Mario.
Yeah, don't play that Kirby Marble Madness game you were playing the other day.
Oh yeah, that.
Kirby Marble Madness.
It
Are you
was,
talking
I don't
about
know
Dream
what it
Course?
was called, but it was.
Yeah, Dream Course. That's
I
exactly
love
what it was.
Kirby's Dream Course.
No,
My
get
wife and I
outta
play
here.
that. It's hilarious.
No,
It's the
Oh,
best.
man.
we'll get into that.
Yeah, we will. I can't
If it's the
wait.
best, I want to see it on your top 25 games of all time.
Please don't.
I'll save that for Ronnie. Ronnie can say that one.
Okay.
But yeah,
In the
you
bank.
will, you can find Mark you can find the Good Morning Guys Twitch channel, usually Mark, at twitch.tv / I think. Does anyone ever say which slash it
It's
is?
a backward slash.
Yeah.
Is it backwards?
Yeah.
No,
Like
I
a
don't
cap? Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know.
know. If they've never been to a
slash.
rodeo, they won't know, though.
That's true. It's got to be your bull. All right. The Good Morning Guys. It's in there. Just Google search it. You'll find something. Also,
I don't know if it'll be the right thing, but you'll find something.
if that doesn't work, twitch.tv/plop. You'll find something.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I've never tried
I don't know. Did anyone
Let me
call
know.
it the 929 GMG plop last week?
I don't think so. I totally forgot about that. I'm going to have to give that a call or let someone else do it.
Okay.
The other thing is I am back into the streaming life, so I'm trying to stream on various days of the week. It's really hard to get me to commit because just stuff happens, but I'm trying to stream Dead Cells, 5BC runs, also lunchtime with Pat at least a few times a week, usually around 1 p.m. Eastern time, whether that's daylight or standard. And then Thursday nights, I think Thursday tonight, if you're listening to it this live on Thursday, we are going to be streaming Broforce with Pat and Tim and maybe a fourth member. I don't know yet, but it's going to be a surprise. I think it'll be on Tim's channel most likely, but if he doesn't feel like streaming, then it'll be on twitch.tv/Mr. Pastor Ham. So feel free to join us.
Sweet.
Woo! Alrighty then, let's jump into what's new news, brought to you by GMGCC. No streamers or podcasters to highlight this week, just our joiners and our BEA beautiful community. As we do our updates a little differently this week, if you could use only one word to describe your week, what would it be? And before the three hosts and myself go and share our one word and talk about what's been going on, our joiners wanted to share their one word and give a little context, of course. Well, some of them. Matrick Warlocks had this to say on Discord: plop.
That's how it went?
That's how he described his week. Plop. Yep. No context.
Doesn't
Thanks,
need to
Matt.
be.
Nope. The next up is Barnaby Butters. His word is ronchas, which is Spanish for hives or what is the other word I'm looking for? Skin
You say
rash.
hives?
Hives or skin rash. That's
Gosh.
Yeah, that's his word. So to give you a little context,
What if it was a series of beehives, though?
I mean, it would be in
What
his
about that?
skin. It would be no good.
Maybe
No
he just
bueno.
ran into beehives.
I mean, he did let ants chew on his fingers for
That
10
would look like
seconds
a rash if you got stung like
some time
100
ago.
times.
That would look worse than a rash. He would, I don't know what would happen. He said this to give context. COVID scare last week. I got a very weird rash that started in my back, then spread to pretty much all of my body. I do not have allergies that I'm aware of. Doctor thinks it either was a immunoresponse to something I ate, or an allergy, or a response to a virus infection. I got tested for some viruses, COVID among them, all negative. Rash is starting to go away. Looks like we will never know what happened. At some point, and then he gives us a picture, of course. At some point, there were weird-looking clusters like reddish caterpillar concentration of dots. Hence my new nickname, El Ronchas. That is, he's no longer Barnaby Butterteeth. He's now Barnaby El Ronchas Butters.
All right.
FYI.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that sounds really gross. So sorry your week was hivey.
You know what? As we all get older, we all have weird problems like
We do.
that just come up, and you're like, "What the heck?" You know?
What is going on?
Yeah, that's rough. That's a rough break. It's a rough week.
No doubt. And then he's just, moving on. He's like, well, they're gone, so that's it. Negative for all the really bad stuff, so that's good. Tim Pollen, speaking of older guys, Tim Pollen's, his word is challenging. He doesn't give any context, but we're with you. We're with you,
All
Tim.
right.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
And then the last one is Ryan Strawby. He said, the only word I can think of for this week, exhausting. So
Yeah, every week.
every week. Yeah. Yeah, he said he could call every week exhausting.
Yeah.
Not every week.
All right. I think that that covers it from the joiners. So let's jump right into things, starting out with Ronnie. Time for your 2-week update.
Well, as you guys know, I was in Florida last week. We went to Destin. It was a family trip. My mom and stepdad rented I think it was a 7-room beach house.
Nice.
It was really, really, really nice. It was 3 stories. It was right on the beach, and we had like our own like private section of the beach. So I think when you go on vacation, once you have a private beach, like it's going to be hard to ever go back like to like a public beach again, where there's people everywhere. Because we had this whole section of the beach basically all to ourselves all week, and it was so just peaceful, The people that were next to us in the other houses, like the house right next to us was under construction, so there was nobody from that house. And the one next to us, just like a family with some small kids, so we didn't even get stuck with like loud neighbors or anything like that. So it was awesome. My one word is bliss. It was absolute bliss. There are multiple reasons, but it was, in all honesty, probably the best vacation I've ever been on.
Wow.
It was just awesome. It was awesome to be away. The weather was nice every single day. Every single day was pretty much, we could go to the beach and it was sunny. We barely had any rain at all. Pretty much every day I got up late. I don't, if I'm on vacation, I will stay up late and go to wake up late also. But every day we woke up, got some breakfast and went down to the beach, for, probably 4 hours or so, and then came back up and took a nap and then went to dinner and then came back home and played games. It's pretty much what I want to do with my whole life every day. I mean, that was living the life. Living the life of no responsibility, sitting at the beach, just drinking it in, and then taking a nap in the middle of the day. And I mean, when I say nap, I'm talking like 2 to 3 hour every day nap.
Yes.
It was magic. I mean, the kind where you wake up and you forget where you are. You've been sleeping so long.
That's startling sometimes. You're like, wait.
Even when we were taking naps. Go ahead.
Yeah, when you're taking a nap and you're somewhere else, and then you wake up and you're in a very different place. All right, where am I?
Yeah, you have to figure it out for a second.
Not light out anymore either.
Reminds me of the old TV show Quantum Leap, where that guy would wind up in other people's bodies and just be like, "Where am I?"
Oh yeah, boy. Every single nap, basically, we had the door cracked open, so he would literally wake up to the sound of the beach. We were in pretty close proximity to it, so you could hear the waves and stuff. It was awesome. It was really awesome. And we don't get to spend a ton of time together. We see each other, the family, on holidays, Christmas, stuff like that. But yeah, it was great. All of us being together the whole time. I actually took my Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
And I taught my stepbrothers Broforce.
Yes.
There
you go.
Nice.
So one of my stepbrothers, a lot of you know, is Eric, or Bengalman09. He was there, him and his wife Kayla, and we gamed it up. We gamed it up every night, pretty much. We ended up beating Broforce in arcade mode, me and our other stepbrother from St. Louis. So it was awesome.
Sweet.
Everything about it was amazing. Coming back today was awful. The first day of work, it was honestly just my soul had been crushed. Coming back,
Yeah. It's a terrible feeling. It's you need vacation from your vacation, just to, almost like a buffer day, buffer week, maybe, to just get you back into it.
We came back. We drove back on Friday, and we actually played in the volleyball tournament on Saturday. It was kind of nice coming back on Friday. Actually, we got back Friday night. It was nice to have the weekend before coming back to work.
Okay.
Most times we come back on a Saturday, and then you have that one day, and then you're back at work immediately. So it was nice to have the whole weekend before we had to come back. I didn't really do anything like out of the ordinary while we were in Florida, other than just kind of be a bum most of the week, which I think is why I liked it so much. Some of my family went on like a deep sea fishing trip, and I don't really do boats at all. I'm not about that. The ocean terrifies me in general. So the last thing I would do is go on a small boat out in the middle of the ocean to fish. Like, nah. No, there are fish out there that are fishing for humans. Like, I'm not about to go out and get involved in that.
No.
Yeah, you're not the top of the food chain when you're out there.
Exactly right. When that small little boat sinks, you get a little raft, and that's it. And it's just, might as well just roll the dice on whether you get eaten or not. The week before, I did a thing. I beat Enter the Gungeon.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Look at you.
Finally.
Beautiful.
So, the way I beat it is a little confusing because it's not just the standard, I went through all 5 chambers and then just beat the dragon at the end. There is, I was on chamber 3, and I found a chest that was like a rainbow colored hologram chest.
Whoa.
I've never seen it before, and I've played that, I've made hundreds of runs probably in this game.
Yeah.
And I never had seen that before, so I wasn't sure what it was even going to do when I tried to open it. I did not look it up first, which I should have. So what happened was, I went to open this chest. It was just a blue chest. It wasn't even like this ridiculous... It was a blue chest, but it was hologram, and you could tell it was like rainbow colored. And I opened it, and then the loading screen came up with the little bullets like loading into the chamber there, like how they jump in.
Yeah.
And it took me immediately to chamber 4. I had not beat the chamber 3 boss.
What?
Yet. It takes me immediately to chamber 4, and then chamber 4 was only the boss on chamber 4. There was not a whole level. It was bizarre. I didn't even know this existed, but what happened was it skipped me past the chamber 3 boss and immediately put me to the chamber 4 boss, which, lucky for me, I had completed chamber 3, and like I had all this, I was just opening like chests, right? I usually don't open anything until the end of the level so I can see what I want to open up.
Sure.
And it took me directly to the chamber 4 boss, who I beat. I don't remember if I beat him flawlessly, but I had a lot left after I beat him. So after I beat him, oh, wait a minute. Let me take that back. So the chamber 4 boss was not a standard chamber 4 boss that you would come across. It wasn't like the wall or those 4 guys that like come together. The wall's rough unless you have like
1,000 lives.
Or a bunch of blanks or an invincibility or something. Like if you get that elder blank where you can keep using it like that, it really helps.
Oh no, I have not come across that yet.
It's a little black like looking. It's an ability you get, and it's a blank. It just recharges as you shoot at stuff.
What?
Yeah, and you can keep using it.
Nice.
And in those levels, like you're just laying down the fire, so you use it as much as you possibly can.
Yep.
So it took me to this chamber 4, and I had to fight. It was the twins from chamber 2.
What? Really?
But they were like, what was it? They were up. I'm trying to think. They were upgraded in some way, but it was like them, but more powerful. Mm-hmm. So it took me a long time to beat them, but they weren't hard. And so I beat them, and then I think I sent you guys. I don't know if I sent you guys a picture, but you know how like it gives you like the one item, and then like it'll give you a heart, a key when you beat a boss. It gives you a few items.
Yep.
There were hearts and keys all over the entire room. And I mean like 20 of each. Like just a ridiculous amount of things. And instead of there being only one like podium where there was an item, in the middle of the screen there was like 8 podiums with items. And then in the corners there were podiums. So there was like a total of like 11 or 12 of these things were items that I, like guns and stuff that I got. It was bizarre.
Whoa.
I was not expecting it. And that's why I took a picture. I was really excited. I was like, man, I get all these items. And then it dawned on me, I need to look to see if these are mimics. Because, like, if you fought a mimic chest, like, they're tough. Like, they are.
You need to, get the jump on them.
Tough to take down. Turns out 8 of them were mimics.
Oh, no. Did you?
8 of them were mimics. So there was one in the corner, and I don't know, Lucas and Mark, if I've talked to you guys about this, but a mimic is basically like a chest that's not really a chest. It's a monster, and it opens up, and it's a big mouth that comes after you and shoots at you. They're basically just mimicking a chest.
Yeah.
And so there was one in the corner. I was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to kill this one really fast. Because at this point, like, I had some other guns that were good guns. So I thought maybe I could get him. No, I was wrong. He fired a couple of shots into all the other mimics to wake them up. And it was me in this room with like 7 or 8 mimics all after me.
What?
And it turns out it's a good thing that I had like 20 hearts laying around because I had to pick all of them up in my fight.
So did you have to stay in there and fight them?
Yeah, the
like,
door
is that
locked.
the only way you can get out of there?
You know what? I don't know, actually.
Was that actual boss?
I didn't want to run because I wanted all the items because I'm greedy.
Yeah.
So I would have never went out of there anyways. But as I was basically shooting them, I got to the point where I wasn't even worried about dodging anymore. I was just trying to kill them and just pick up health as I went. So I just continually was getting health and getting hit. Like, it was a bizarre fight. And then when all the dust settled, like I did beat him. There was so much health on the level that it was almost, hard for me not to get him.
Yeah.
So I picked up the rest of the items. I had like 11 keys going into Chamber 5. Like,
oh my gosh.
You never have that many keys, right? If you have like 3 going into a chamber, like, you're in good shape.
Right.
So after I did that, I picked up all the weapons. Like, I had just a ridiculous amount of weapons. Of course, like, I had like 12 guns. And I was like trying to pick.
Tough to cycle through.
Yeah. Well, there is actually a way, by the way, you can set like a 2-gun switch. So you can just tap the X button and switch to a different gun. And you can set them as your like 2 guns. So when you're in battle, all you have to do is click X and you switch back to the other gun that you predetermined.
Oh, okay.
You have to like hold X to get the little thing. But so I got in the elevator in Chamber 4 after I beat this boss that I never really had faced before. And it was, I wasn't sure where it was going to take me. So it took me to Chamber 5, and it was a regular Chamber 5. But at this point, I had a bunch of upgrades, a bunch of weapons. Like, best shape I've ever been in for Chamber 5 by far. And I did awesome on Chamber 5. So I went into the dragon with a ton of health, good weapons, and I still barely beat him. But I did finally get him. It was pretty cool. But no, it was a weird path. It wasn't the standard, like, I just went through all the chambers. Like, I found that one hologram chest, and it sent me on that, like, weird I don't know.
That's awesome.
That game has
Especially
so
right
many
after you get
hidden things. That game has so many hidden things that it's like, it's hard to, figure it out. It's different every single time.
Yeah.
Congrats,
but
man.
No, I finally
You're
beat
the
him.
Gungeon master.
Yeah, I was really pumped. There's still things in the game that I'm gonna kind of try to do, but since I beat the dragon on Chamber 5, like, I've fallen off and playing it, like, and I know I will. So I don't know if I'll go back and get like all the extra stuff.
Yeah, it's hard once you roll credits. It's really hard sometimes to.
Yeah, and plus I put in like so much time into that game. Like, it's like once I rolled it, it's like, all right, I have it. I don't have to play anymore. But yeah, it was honestly an awesome game, and I did not expect it out of that game. It was like maybe $11 or something on the Switch. I can't remember. So worth it. So worth it. I've never paid less money. Well, I think I paid less for Broforce. I put a lot of time in that, but I finally got to it. It was a bizarre path though, getting there. So, but yeah, if you happen to see a hologrammed like chest, just know that you're in for quite a ride.
All right.
And I think that pretty much sums up my 2 weeks. Oh, so I actually started a new thing today. I did yoga for the first time.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right.
Just normal, regular yoga?
Yeah, just normal yoga at home. Like, Elizabeth asked if I wanted to do it because she does yoga and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. Because like, I want to start working out some too. And like, my back has still been like bothering me a little bit. It hasn't quite healed yet. And everything I read online about it would help out probably a lot. So, and honestly, I feel a lot better today after doing a 30-minute session. It was mostly focused on like lower back and stretching and stuff. I was definitely like panting and sweating. It seems like you're probably not doing that much.
So hard.
It's so hard. It's not
so hard.
It is not easy. We got into like a sideways like plank move, and like my arms like just shaking like a leaf. It was. Yeah, it was pretty rough. And the lady doing it is like not even sweating in the video. Like, she's perfect form.
No.
You're like, what the heck?
Yeah, They don't make you feel good whatsoever while you're doing it.
There was one thing where you like sit on your knees and then you kind of like lay down in between your own legs with your hands flat on the ground.
Nope.
And she's like, now touch your chest to the ground. I was like, she's touching her chest on the ground? Like, I'm nowhere close, right? I'm in a triangle like shape because I'm not flexible at all. So yeah, some of them were rough. Like, I couldn't quite do what was happening in the video, but no, we're gonna keep on it. We're gonna try to do it about 3 times a week.
There you go.
Possibly 4. Just like 30-minute sessions, something to be active and stay stretched and stuff like that. So I think it's gonna be good. I actually enjoyed it, and I felt a lot better after doing it. Even my back, like I noticed immediately, like all those stretches and stuff, like made me feel a lot better. So I wish I had done this before. But yeah,
Nice.
that's pretty much been
Sweet.
my 2 weeks. It's been good. A lot of good
man.
for me.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ronnie, me and the missus, I think in our third year of marriage, we got our hands on I think back then it probably was a yoga VHS, maybe a DVD, cutting edge.
Cutting edge.
And we put that baby in thinking, this is going to be cool. We're going to get in shape and, relax our way to, stretchiness.
It seems luxurious. Just
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
10 minutes later, maybe 5 minutes later, we were like,
like you're just
you're
a
just
sweaty,
like-
gross mess.
oh, it's
right away.
awful.
I
It's
don't
like,
want to
can't-
move again.
I can't do that. I can't bend that way. It's impossible. But it is good stuff if you can,
Yeah,
persevere.
there was one at the very end of it. They had you. I think it's called like the corpse position. Oddly enough, you just lay flat on your back, which is probably what.
Sounds about right.
You want to die? Here's your move.
And she goes through this like almost like
enticing.
meditation style thing where it's like, all right, now relax your feet, relax your calves, and she just goes like all the way up, and you're just laying there. It's like, man, this is actually pretty nice. But I did expect she's like, you're feeling heavy. Feel your body against the ground. Feel how heavy it is. And I kept expecting, and I was like, okay, now you are going to assassinate the president.
Yeah.
Like, I was
Prime
being
Minister of
hypnotized.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Crap, I'm a Manchurian candidate.
Yep, you are.
But no, it was definitely an experience. I'm gonna stay on it and see how it gets. I mean, I
Cool.
know that there are 30-minute workouts of yoga that would absolutely, probably really kill me. Like in all fairness, I would probably be dead after them. So I'm gonna try to build my way up, get through the easy stuff, see how that keeps going. So
Cool.
All right.
Patrick,
What's up?
speaking of someone who I think has still been dabbling in a little bit of Gungeon life.
Yeah.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
I haven't touched it since my buddy went back to Florida. So
did you guys double up? Play
we did.
co-op?
Yeah.
pretty
We
fun
got
playing
to
co-op.
Chamber 4. But it was tough because we had to kind of share all the loot.
Yeah, it's rough going. I started playing co-op and then went to single player later, so I wasn't like spoiled with all the equipment like yet.
Yeah, it was
like-
just.
Yeah,
It's like, do you have a gun yet? No, I don't have a gun yet. We don't have guns yet. We're going to the second boss. Like,
I know. It's rough. No, I read online that it's the enemies are like 40% more powerful in co-op.
yeah.
So
they
it
seemed
does.
like they
it
were.
does. Yeah, it does take a little bit longer to take them all down.
Yeah. Speaking of video games, I played Brutal Legend this past week, and Brutal Legend is a OG Xbox 360 game.
Is that Jack Black?
Jack Black. So Jack Black
Yes.
is the main character,
Throwback.
and so he is a roadie. Now a roadie to like some band where he's just in
course
the
he is.
back making sure that the speakers are sounding good, the mics are ready, and all that stuff. And so he is messing with something, and then speakers, the whole stage just like falls on top of him, and he dies, and he bleeds like on his belt buckle, and his belt buckle is like a demon. So when his blood, reaches to that belt buckle, it transports him to like a heavy metal demon hell place. So, and it's everything is like heavy metal. Ozzy Osbourne, they call him the guardian of metal. He is a character voiced by Ozzy Osbourne.
Is Kyle in this movie or in this video game?
He is.
Awesome.
He is. He doesn't show up until later in the game, but when you see him, it's hilarious, and you know it's him.
Yeah.
But they have the game is all heavy metal. They have heavy metal references. A lot of the places and enemies are like heavy metal offspring. And then there's like 107 heavy metal songs. I mean, they're from like Motley Crue to Anthrax and Megadeth. You know, they have like the heavy metal, the 80s heavy metal. And I played this game back in 2010. And I got to, I believe it was level 19, and I couldn't get past it. There's only 20 levels in the game. Level 19, I played for probably, I would say, a month, and I never could get past it. This game is like a hack and slash, and then have RPG elements where you can upgrade your axe, which is your melee weapon, and then you also have a guitar, which can spout fire and lightning, depending on how you use it. So you upgrade it. And then there's times where you get into like a big, huge battle against the enemies. And it turns into more of like a strategic thing where you like tell certain of your army to go towards certain parts of the map to fight the enemies, and then use different spells. And then you can also you have a stage, and all of your enemies spawn from the stage. So you can spawn cars, vehicles, infantry, and things like that. So you have to be very strategic about who you're going to spawn. So it gets to that point where you're trying to strategically point and push your army to certain parts of the level. And this is what level 19 is. And there's a big, huge area, and you're trying to get them all into different spots. And back at 10 years ago, I just couldn't get the right mix, I guess. And all of them would die, and then I would die, and it would just have to start the whole level over again. So it came out on Game Pass. I believe it was either this month or last month. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this again, and I'm gonna see if I can beat it. And but this time I'm gonna do all the side missions. I'm gonna do all the little things that I need to do, go all the little landmarks, upgrade my character as much as I can. So when it comes to level 19, I'm gonna be ready. Level 19 game came, and I crushed it. Absolutely crushed it.
Nice.
It was on my first try. Annihilated it. I felt so good, and so this entire game, a trophy has not popped, or achievement, or I'm on Xbox One right now. It has not popped. Level 19 ended, and I'm like, I put my controller down. I'm like, did I beat it? Did I beat level 19? And then the achievement came up. I'm like, yes. So I go back. I open up the achievements, and the last achievement I got on this was January 30th, 2010. When I beat level 18.
10 years ago.
This game has been on my mind for 10 years. This game has defeated me for 10 years. And
wow.
So it felt really, really good. I got to level 20, which was the final end boss. I defeated that, and then the game ended, and I just feel so relieved because this has been hanging over me. It's been on my shoulders for 10 years. But this game is so fun. It's so hilarious. The writing, I mean, it's Jack Black. It's his character. His personality. I mean, it really shows in this game. And what's nice about this game is it has profanity and gore. So if I'm playing by myself, I got those options on. If Clark walks in, I can just uncheck those boxes, and there's bleeps and bloops. And then if they're doing some sort of mannerism or something that is gory, they'll put a parental advisory explicit, like Marc right in front of it, so you can't see what's going on. So, Clark, he doesn't know all those words. He doesn't know what those mannerisms are. And that's just a big block, and he's able to watch me play this game while I'm, it's a mature game. You turn on those boxes, it's not a mature game anymore because it's just driving around, defeating demons. That's about all it was. So, I finally did that.
I wish more games had that.
Right?
Feature
It was
in them
awesome.
where you could just made for TV video games, and you can just make it so you don't have to worry about your kids watching or worry about what they'll repeat or
that's what my wife
what they'll
said.
catch.
When she was in the man cave with me while I was playing it, and she's like, "Well, you got to turn it off because Clark's coming down." I'm like, "Nope, I can just go." I went to the settings. She's like, "What? Why don't more games have that?" I'm like, "I know."
Oh, yeah.
So did that. So the other game that played was Super Mario 64.
Yeah, buddy.
Clark and I beat it. We got the 70 stars, went straight to Bowser, and we beat it.
Nice.
The game is I don't know if I beat it when I first had it. I don't think I ever beat it. I know my brother beat it, but I don't think I ever did. So all these later levels, I don't remember. Like the first couple levels, I remember, vividly, but all these other ones, I don't really recall. Clark, this is one of the games that I considered that, Clark and I had beaten together for 2020. He probably had maybe half of the stars. He probably had 35, and I probably had 35. Once we got to the harder levels, it was a little bit, and there was a lot of platforming. And if you didn't make the right jump, you fall off the map and you're dead. So those are the ones that I kind of did. But he would tell me exactly where to go because he's watching these YouTube videos of Super Mario 64.
Oh my gosh.
He knows exactly where all the secrets are, where to go. And tonight, there was this one we had to get. In each level, there is 8 red coins.
Yep.
Once you get all 8 red coins, you get a star. And I had no idea how to get these red coins on this snow level. And he's like, all you gotta do is jump on that whirly bird and you just fly over there and you get over there and you get your shell and then you can just use the shell to cruise on the entire level. And so I was like, okay. And then I couldn't do it for 15 minutes. He's like, just give me it. I was like, no, I'm gonna get it. And I was like, all right, I'm done. You can do it. He does it on the first try. It's all red coins. And I'm like, whoa. All right. I felt defeated, but I also felt pretty proud. Yeah. So we have 95 stars. We're gonna go for all the 120.
Nice.
I know that I didn't get 120, or my brother didn't get 120 back when we had it.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. It'd be cool to do.
Nice.
So I did that with Clark this past week. The one thing that I did with Claire this past week, or past 2 weeks, we watched the Harry Potter series all the way through.
Good stuff.
Now I had mentioned that we had watched it on Peacock, and it was 10-second ads. It was 10-second ads for the first 3 movies. So it was 10-second ads, and it was 6 times. So it was a minute of ads to the entire movie. Once we got to the 4th movie, nope. They did away with the 10-second ads, and then they were between 30 and 90 seconds every single time. But there's only 6 of them, so it wasn't too bad. But I really enjoy these movies. I really, really did.
Nice.
I didn't think I would, but I think watching them back to back to back to back, and seeing, because each one led into the next one, and it was pretty much Voldemort rising all the way up, and then Deathly Hallows Part 2. And it was the Harry Potter and Voldemort battle. So this all led up to that, and it was I was waiting for that, and it was every single time. I couldn't imagine having to wait a year or 2 after every single one of these movies.
Yeah, I can see the benefit to going back to back to back to back. You don't have to wait, but it was definitely nice, because we grew up with these guys. This was literally for Daniel Radcliffe and Emma Watson and Rupert Grint. These were their first roles, and just to watch them grow up and mature as actors and go and obviously you can tell each movie gets darker and darker and darker
It
with
did.
and it gets more intense, and it just
Mm-hmm.
just the that growing up with that series. Well, I say growing up. I think it was in high school or something. Or I was in high school when these movies were coming out, and so it was definitely a great experience to be able to, spread it out and enjoy these movies as they came out. But at the same time, it's awesome to be able to just binge the whole thing.
Yeah, it was really cool. So we watched those, and we were kind of bummed that it was over. So I went online. I was like, "Is there a new Harry Potter movie? Are there any new ones?" And then the first link was, what was it? The Fantastic Beasts.
Yep.
I guess that is by the same writer for Harry Potter.
Yep.
And there's 2 movies out so far. So those are the next 2 that we're going to watch. And then after that, we're going to jump into some Hunger Games.
All right.
Okay.
So, yeah. So the little we're trying to find movie series because she had so much fun watching Harry Potter. So I'm trying to find something similar to that, something more her age. She's getting to that point where it's like, all right, she doesn't want the kiddie stuff, but she's not really ready for the adult stuff now. Like, okay, where's the middle ground kind of thing for her?
So like Lord of the Rings probably down the road. So
now I was trying to find like parents' guides, and Lord of the Rings was one of them. So I'm going to look into that one, but I think that would be another one of those kind of movie series that she may enjoy. But
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
about
gore
a year or two
for sure in those.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's I did a lot with the kids this past week, so it's been fun.
Nice. Do you have a word you could use to describe this past week?
Christmas.
How dare you?
You're the worst.
So, it was Tuesday of last week. I come out of the shower, and I don't know if I mentioned this last week or not, but I come out of the shower and I hear Christmas music coming out of the Alexa, and I'm like, I look at Mel, I'm like, what? And Claire and Mel laugh because they know it is way too early for Christmas music.
It's ridiculously early for Christmas.
So I was like, Alexa, stop. No, we can't be doing this. And then this past week, and I believe Lifetime and Hallmark just started their Christmas movie marathon. All
That's
the new
insane.
Christmas movies have already started. Already.
Absolutely insane.
I was like, I don't know about this. I mean, okay, Christmas movies, okay. Christmas music, not yet. Because that's 2 months of the same songs over and over and
True
over
story.
again. There's like 6 of them. That's all there is. Or that's what it feels like.
I feel like
You
if
gotta-
you watch
you gotta
those
break out
right
some
now, it'd be
Trans-Siberian
too early,
Orchestra.
though.
Yeah.
You know? Then you'd be
My daughter watched
wanna
The
watch it in a
Grinch
month.
last month, so I mean,
It's too early for that stuff.
It seems
Too
pretty early.
early.
so you're saying you wouldn't watch Home Alone in July?
No.
I think Home
I would
Alone
not.
is a Christmas movie, but it's not as well. I guess it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it definitely is.
I talked myself
I'd
into
watch it.
I mean,
Why not?
If the
No.
kids were like, "Hey, let's have a movie night. Let's watch Home Alone."
I think I said this
I'd
last
totally
year.
watch
But
it.
my birthday is the 28th of November, and I don't like Christmas before my birthday.
It's like the cutoff right there.
Yeah,
for you.
like
That's the line. The
after my
line is
birthday has
drawn.
happened, then I feel like I can, because that's pretty much like Thanksgiving as well. So like I feel like going up to Thanksgiving, like, it's Thanksgiving. It's not Christmas yet.
I have my Christmas tree up right now, so in my man cave, I'm ready.
I believe it.
Actually, it never came down.
I was gonna
so-
say, you never even actually took it down.
It's been there all year.
No, I like to give, and we've talked about this ad nauseum in the past, but like, I just like to give each holiday its due, and I like to. It just comes to a certain point where if it's too early, then I get sick of it, and I don't want to get sick of it. So
Yeah,
that's
get
just
it? Sure.
that's just my thing.
Yep.
I think it deserves a whole month, but that month is December.
Yeah. 100%.
here in Brazil, living out of the States, you get a different perspective on life. We're not in a country that celebrates Halloween, so that's not a factor. And then, in all honesty, other than like half a dozen people, nobody celebrates Thanksgiving either. So, we try to eat a nice meal together and get together with people who either spent some time in the States or are from the U.S., celebrate Thanksgiving. But we really like Christmas, so I feel like every year it starts a little bit earlier. I used to be you do not start anything until after Thanksgiving kind of guy when we lived in the U.S., but once we came here, and it's kind of like Christmas can't start or do anything unless we either go to the mall or we do something about it. Like, I feel like in the U.S. you get overrun with it, whether it's on the radio, I don't know, like in school or at work, or there's like so many places with Christmas decorations in the U.S. It's
like every every store right now probably is playing Christmas music.
Santa
already.
Claus, reindeer threw up, plopped on every place with Christmas stuff. And here, that's non-existent. Like, there's nothing that indicates it's Christmas season.
And that's the way it should be.
We kind of revel in it. No, I'm going to respectfully disagree.
Now
that I've lived here, bring it. Like, I'm willing to start it whenever Mindy's ready to start. Let's start the Christmas.
See, that's where me and you differed. The wife this past weekend, she's like, you know what? It's really nice out. Why don't you just take advantage of the nice weather and put up the Christmas lights? I was like, nay. Nay. I will do it in 30-degree weather in maybe the middle of November, in maybe 3 or 4 weeks. But I'm not going to do it when it's 70 degrees. It would feel wrong.
See, I've got like 50 Trans-Siberian Orchestra songs in my playlist, so I don't get sick of Christmas music because I have all the classics, but then I have so much like heavy metal Christmas music that I don't get sick of it. I just play it all and just take it all.
Heavy
in.
metal
Got the Chipmunks
Christmas
going. Yeah, man, heavy metal Christmas music is the best. First Noel with an electric guitar is just like, yes.
See, I really like the classics for Christmas, man. Like the really old school.
I love those too.
Marshmallow World is one of my favorite like Christmas songs.
Sure, and then do it with an electric guitar too.
Have you heard the Shinedown?
That much better.
The War is Over.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so.
I don't remember how that one goes.
So this is Christmas, and what have you done?
And Shinedown.
Love how you're breaking your rule. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, just for demonstration purposes.
It's too late. You already sang Christmas music before.
He's already diving in.
Begrudgingly,
yep.
I did.
One layer at a time.
My personal favorite's The Night Santa Went Crazy.
There you go. Weird Al.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
And then, are you guys going to see that movie coming out? That's pretty much the real life representation of
freaking Mel Gibson as Santa Claus.
Or Mel Gibson's Santa Claus.
That looks like it's a joke. Like,
it
really?
Looks crazy.
Yeah, sadly, it's not.
That's so sad. If that
going
came
to
out,
assassinate Santa.
If that came out on April 1st, I'd be like, yeah, that's a good job, guys. But nope, it did not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
So, what'd you say? You said plop was your word to describe this past week?
Christmas.
Oh, no, Christmas. Chris plop.
I could see how you could confuse that.
Plopness.
Is that what you meant?
That's what you really said. Mark, how about you, buddy?
What's
been going on?
So my word would be improvement. And the reason that would be is so obviously I'm kind of riding the wave off of us hitting affiliate status on Twitch. Getting really excited. Starting to stream more. And we have it's like a spare room that basically turned into a storage room, and this room was like a mess. And so I wanted to go ahead and set up, a more, put together, more, I guess, professional, quote unquote, for lack of a better word, but it's really, very low grade professional, sort of setup for my Twitch streaming and all that kind of stuff. So basically, Saturday was spent, it took almost the whole day cleaning out this room, throwing out things that, like trash and things that we don't need, and all that kind of stuff. It took quite a while, but I'm in the room now. So
Yeah.
Obviously y'all can't see it right now because it's a recording.
I can see Funko Pops.
Yes, but
and,
there's
Twitch
What's that?
a Twitch thing over your right shoulder.
Yeah, so that I got a
Twitch symbol.
Echo Show that has like little pictures that it circulates through. So like it has our GMG logo. Wow, that was very timed.
That was
well timed.
Yeah, it's got the GMG logo, the two different ones, and a couple of different Twitch logos, and then
It has a picture of Ronnie.
No.
Oh, it didn't show up. I thought maybe it would change for me.
No, it has a
Alexa,
picture of
change to Ronnie.
It has a picture of Kristen and myself though.
I thought you say Kristen and Ronnie.
No, better not be. But yeah, no, my wife.
I don't even know how to enter this conversation.
Yep.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I don't know how to make this not
Gonna
awkward.
hey, there's the picture. And so we're gonna turn away from the skid. But
Speaking of plops,
I lost my train of thought now.
Good job, Lucas.
Plop, plop.
This is what we normally do to Lucas.
That's right.
So yeah, it's got Funko Pops. It's got when Back to the Future Day was celebrated, USA Today, they came out with a collector replica of the newspaper that they use in Back to the Future 2.
Nice.
So I bought one of those, and over here is my La Coretta,
Ooh,
my hat from
nice.
La Coretta when I celebrated my birthday and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and obviously I'm gonna build onto that and put more stuff up there to make it interesting. But I set up my desk with all the, like, I've got a couple extra screens here, and I've got my PS4 and the Switch up here, and all that kind of stuff, just to set up a more efficient Twitch stream. So obviously I streamed quite a bit this week, at least way more than I usually have. Tuesday night we jumped into Star Tropics, and that game was exactly how I remembered it. It's very, very tailored to an American audience. Like every village that you go to on this island is like called something cola, like Coral Cola, or they tell the main character comes from Americola, and he has the most stereotypical American name. His name is Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
Who? And his uncle is an archaeologist and a doctor, Dr. Jones.
What?
Yeah.
Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
His first name's not Indiana, though. It's Steve.
It's Ohio.
We called the dog Steve.
But
Such American names.
Yeah. But no, it's a lot of fun though. The only thing that's kind of annoying with it is some of the menus and stuff to be able to access your different items and stuff is kind of clunky, and it's very much a grid based design, so you can't go diagonal at all. You have to go straight up and down or straight left and right or whatever. There is no diagonal. So trying to move around can be kind of tricky. But it's still a lot of fun, and fun enough to where we're doing a part 2. We're going to finish it up.
Nice.
And streamed some Apex the other night. Had a lot of fun with that with Patrick and our buddy Justin.
Mm-hmm.
Super excited for Season 7 to come with a new map.
Finally.
Yes! It's going to be real good. Saturday night we streamed some Super Mario Kart and F-Zero. And
F-Zero did not last.
yeah, it did not last long. But then we went into Kirby's Dream Course because we were like, well, what's a good multiplayer game? and we weren't sure if any of them could play 3 players because we had myself and Patrick and Ryan Straube from the Media Rock.
I like how you're like,
podcast.
oh, what's a good 2-player game? We did not find one.
I think it was Isaac from the Infinity Bros. He was in the chat and he suggested Kirby's Dream Course.
You guys sounded like you're having a good old time.
Kirby's Dream Course is a national treasure. It is
In
an
Brazil?
amazing game. Nope.
Yeah.
In the United States of America and Japan, I guess, where it came out of.
Not in old Cincinnati, Ohio.
Once you get used to it, it was.
Once you get used to it, you turn it off.
Yeah, basically.
That's
Then you
exactly
realize-
what it looked. That's the way it was on Saturday. All right, we figured it out now. It's all right. Well, see you guys. End of the stream.
we
this
played
sucks.
through one set and we're like, and we're done.
Wow.
But no, the problem is like the aiming in that game is absolutely atrocious. Trying to aim to a certain area because the point is it's kind of like 3D sort of looking golf or pool in some ways.
It's Marble Madness.
Marble Madness.
Pool.
Oh,
Yeah, with Kirby and powers.
yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, like the way you aim, it reminds me of the Jerry Seinfeld bit. It's like when you were trying to turn the temperature in the shower. That's like a quarter of an inch is like 1,000 degrees. That's what it is.
Yeah, trying to adjust with that is atrocious because you try to move in one direction and it like moves you way out or
Yeah.
or just slightly in. It's like, no, I want to go further. Nope, way out. But
It's only because you're a noob.
no.
Yeah,
I
Mindy
don't
and I
believe
played.
it.
My wife got good at that game. If my wife can get good at a game, the problem is not the game.
No,
It is
I
you.
disagree with you. It is still the game.
Yeah. Nope. We loved that game. We played it probably the first few years of our marriage when I had a Super Nintendo Classic.
Is that the only?
No, the real thing,
Is
not
that
a
the only
classic.
game you had?
Nope.
Well, that's the only reason why I would play it. If that's the only game I had.
Haters gonna hate.
Yep, sure are.
I'm gonna play Kirby all year long and start Christmas in August.
Gross.
It's gross.
Are you a human being? I don't know if you are.
I am.
I don't believe you. But yeah, we had a lot of fun regardless. Super Mario Kart really makes me appreciate further iterations of Super Mario Kart.
What was the next Mario Kart after that?
Mario Kart 64,
which is
way better.
Yeah.
And spoilers that may hint at a possible submission for my video game for this week. But yeah, it really made me appreciate how much they improved on that franchise, because that game, while it can be fun, is rough in terms of the handling. Just trying to navigate some of those areas and trying to do quick turns and stuff like that.
Did you play it very much growing up?
No, because
Okay.
I didn't have a Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that was
I
the
had an
first time I ever
N64.
played it too.
Yeah. Again, it's just a matter of what you're used to, how much you played it, because I think it controls great. I played it a number of times since childhood, and it's not changed.
One thing about the game, like the first Mario Kart game that I ever played was Mario Kart 64, and that's where you
Yeah.
can jump slide. And this game
Yep.
didn't have the jump slide.
Right.
So I am used to all Mario Kart games not or having the jump slide. So when
Yeah,
it doesn't,
no.
it threw me off.
You just have to get the right character.
You're
If
just,
you
like,
choose the wrong
bashing
character,
into a
yeah, they
wall
do.
half the
They
time.
control some of them control like trash.
Well, I'm
That's why you
Luigi.
never
I was
pick them.
Luigi because he always gives the dirty stares whenever he passes someone. So
Yep.
Ever since the OG.
yep.
But no, it was a lot of fun for sure.
Did you guys all three get to play at the same time?
Not at the same time, unfortunately, because they didn't
No.
have games that do 3 players,
Yeah. that's
or
a
at least I couldn't find them. Now
bummer.
there may be 1 or 2 on there, I don't know, but it seemed like all the ones we were picking, you could only either play 2 players or go back and forth. It's almost like you're virtually passing the controller.
Yeah.
So, but it was still a lot of fun. We had a great time. A lot of people showed up in the chat, so that was awesome. So yeah, as of this recording, tomorrow night we'll be doing Star Tropics Part 2. And then Saturday, my wife and I will be diving into something. Faux show.
All right.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's been my week.
Nice. If I had to pick one word to describe my week, it would be discombobulated. Partly because I just really like that word. It just kind of rolls off the tongue. Discombobulated. Fernando.
That's really fun to say.
Discombobulated.
Francisco.
Bulbous Bouffant.
It's a fun word.
Francisco.
That's what it is. Francisco. Fernando.
Yeah.
Where did Fernando come in? Francisco, discombobulated. Fernando.
See?
It all works. Yeah.
Alejandro.
So, yeah, my life and routine has just been all over the place during the past week. My kids' schedule changed. They used to do Monday through Thursday standard classes at school, and then they would come home Friday to do like PE and art class and music and library and stuff. And last week they moved it to Wednesday, so now it's in the middle of the week. They come and stay with me at the house while Mindy goes to school, and then now they go to school on Friday. So that combined last week with my father-in-law kind of being in and out of the house, either hanging out with us or going to the dentist. And then all of a sudden, Patrick he's had to work a lot the past couple weeks. So we've had no lunch gaming, which has been a huge bummer. And so just in general, it's been all over the place. I pretty much have abandoned my life and home office schedule that I had made, and I kind of took a break from it the past couple weeks. And so this week just kind of plopped out. I've lacked a little bit in terms of motivation, struggled to kind of keep focus. Probably is probably why I was very inspired this past week to talk about a different subject, a kind of a heavy subject in the latest Good Morning God podcast. I talked about depression, talked about just kind of dealing with lack of motivation in life and that kind of stuff, and got to talk about my favorite, one of my favorite Bible stories in the process. But so life just kind of got me discombobulated. One thing that happened on Saturday is that usually on Saturdays, that's like family day to watch our Disney movie, to do family games and activities. But just because I think it was this past Saturday, or maybe it was the Saturday before. No, the Saturday before this past Saturday, Mindy had to work, which is always gross when you have to work on an extra day out of your week and you get like a 6-day work week.
Ugh, yes.
So this Saturday, Mindy's like, I am sleeping until I can't sleep anymore. And so I made sure to close the door, made sure that, my father-in-law, he likes to eat breakfast at like 6:30 in the morning.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I'm like, you make sure to have pre-breakfast. Don't worry
When is
about
lunch for him, like
9:30. Usually at like 11. He's like, so when are we doing lunch? And it's like, not doing lunch till like 1:00. So you better have your pre-lunch.
Yeah.
He's like the hobbits in Lord of the Rings. Like, oh, what
First
about
lunch,
11sies? What about
lunch.
us? Yeah. What about second breakfast? So, tried to have Mindy sleep in and that kind of stuff. So, we had a great, morning, and I don't honestly remember. Something happened in the morning that really just sucked away the morning. I don't remember what happened, but it happened. It was, again, discombobulated week, so just all kinds of stuff all over the place. But at some point, I realized that with my father-in-law's kind of he has a VPN and he has Sling TV. I don't know if you guys have ever used that.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it's pretty popular now, I think, in the U.S. A lot of people are using it instead of doing cable or dish or whatever.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. So he broke that baby out, and he's a Buckeye fan, so he watched the Ohio State Buckeye games, and they played a team. I don't remember. I've already forgotten. And then I found out that we could watch the West Virginia Mountaineers play. I have not watched them play college football in forever.
Oh.
And so I was like, you know what? Let's do it like we used to back in the day. I mean, back in the day, Saturdays were whatever day the football games were on. But like when it was just Mindy and myself, when Natasha was like 1 year old, we watched Mountaineer games every week. And so I was like, you know what, let's watch the Mountaineer game. And so we watched the game, and they just choked, and they lost. No. And it really made me kind of sad. And I was like, man, I used to do this every week, like get disappointed or just, I totally ignored my family for like 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours. You know, usually we're doing some activity in the afternoon, and instead I was watching college football. And it just made it not worth it. Yeah, those were the glorious days. And now I was like, you know what? I don't miss it.
It's like, I put all my life into this?
Yeah, I just spent like 2.5, 3 hours just to get disappointed. And I'm like, is this what it's like to be a Bengals fan?
1,000%.
1,000%. I'm like, how do you guys do that every week?
I'll tell you what, I watched the Bengals this past Sunday. They lost, but I took a nap in the middle of it. I woke up just to watch them lose it in the last minute of the game. Nice. And I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I took a nap. I missed all of it.
You probably missed about 60 points.
Yeah. The only point that matters
it was like 37 to 34 is the total.
Wow.
The Bengals have scored over 30 points, it feels like. I mean, they do that like all the time, but their defense like is just a paperclip and a piece of string.
They'll win, they'll lose like 43 to 42, and the next week they'll score 9 and they'll lose by 1. It's just like, stop it.
It doesn't matter. We'll just take whatever the other team scores and we'll subtract 3 points, and that'll be our score.
Yeah, with the Mountaineer game, I knew it was going to be bad right at the beginning when they're like, this quarterback, he has thrown a touchdown for 24 straight games, and I'm like, great, this is going to be the game he doesn't. And guess what? I don't think he threw a touchdown throw.
Oh, jeez.
And so, but like his receivers were dropping everything he threw at him, and it was awful to watch. Honestly, I was like, "Yep, I've gotten my game in for the next 2 years. I'm good." But that was only like one out of a bunch of other great things that happened. You know, it wasn't all bad. This week, my son celebrated his 8th birthday. It was good fun. We had some of his grandparents visited, adopted and real grandparents came to visit. We went and had a lunch at the mall. He got a Minecraft Lego set. Can't believe it. Who knew he liked Minecraft?
Mm-hmm.
And
surprise.
At the end of the day, he was like, "Best day ever." And we're like, "All right, well, look at that. Best day ever. That's good to know." On our side, like for Mindy and I, we had put all of our focus into getting him these custom baked and made Minecraft donuts, and we were really excited to like unveil them to him because they were like these gourmet, you know, super good looking, expensive donuts.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, this is our moment to be like, look at this, James, look what we got you. And it just all flushed down the toilet for some reason or another. They did not get some of Mindy's messages in order to initiate the making of the donuts. And so they were completely radio silent on the day of his birthday when we were supposed to pick him up. And so we were just like, your surprise is going to have to wait, buddy. And then I think it was Thursday or Friday, we drove like an hour to the shop, 45 minutes or so to the shop through good old-fashioned Sao Paulo traffic, only for them to be like, we can't find your order, and we're going to call the main, I don't remember what it's called, and I can only remember in Portuguese, it's called a sede, main headquarters, we'll call it. And so they called them up, and they're like, oh yeah, we got that you wanted the order, but we didn't get your payment confirmation, so we didn't start it. And we're like, great, awesome. Man, thumbs up.
Jeez.
So we left like saying we're never buying donuts from this place again. And let me tell you, I was super hungry. It was like 5:30, like an hour before dinner. And I just looked, they had all these good looking donuts. And I was like, I want to eat you so badly.
I'm never coming back here again. And give me 3 crawlers, please.
Yeah, exactly. Well, actually, I probably would have done that. Mindy looked at me like, you are not ordering any donuts from this place. Like, dang it. So we left, and we got back. And probably 30 minutes later after we got back, we heard the doorbell ring and went out front. And it was this donut place called Mr. Donut. And Mindy's like, they did not send us the order, did they? And I'm like, I don't know. So she went down and she was like, we didn't order anything. We don't want your donuts, pretty much. And they were like, no. These are free donuts for you. And they gave us 4 free gourmet donuts for, and it pretty much just said on one of the donuts, "Desculpa," which is "I'm sorry." And
That's kind of cool.
So yeah, so that was kind of cool. They broke even in the end, and so I think by Christmas or the beginning of next year, we'll try again to get these Minecraft donuts. Maybe for Tasha's birthday. We'll see. Yeah, so other than that, the rest of James's birthday was great. It was good fun. Also on Friday, Mindy and I celebrated 20 years of dating as boyfriend and girlfriend.
Congratulations.
And so, thank you very much. Some friends asked us if we had gotten each other anything, and they were like, did you get her flowers or get her some chocolate? I'm like, nope. I gave her the gift of us hanging out somewhere outside the house without the children. And it was magical.
Man, that is glorious and magical. When you don't have to wrangle some kids.
Yeah.
Just for a few minutes.
Yeah. We went out on our second date of 2020. That is so sad.
I thought you were going to say ever.
Of our
Yeah, second date ever. We've been dating for 20 years in our house, so we don't even go anywhere. It's like, what's the point? But yeah, so we went out, and let me tell you, fine, high-class dining. We went to Olive Garden, and it was awesome.
Hey, it's a good place to go. It's just to chill.
I get this. I felt so old because you know what I wanted to get when I got there? Endless, unlimited salad and breadsticks.
Oh man, I could have like 6 breadsticks, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm not having my dinner.
Yeah. So immediately we got there, and I'm like, Mindy, if you get the main meal, we can split that. I'll give you most of it, and then I just want salad and breadsticks. I'm such an old man. She's like, that's fine. And it's like definitely a sign. I don't know if you guys with your significant others have ever gone out to eat and split a meal, but we started doing that here in Brazil. And I don't know that I'm ever going to go back to us getting our own meals.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to Olive Garden and your meal is 18 breadsticks, then
I know, exactly.
I'd do that every time.
Yep. So we did that. We, stuffed ourselves pretty much. Then we perused a bookstore and, I found some cool knickknacks that reminded me of you guys. Saw a Batmobile book and a little Superman plushie, and then a unicorn book stand that reminded me of Ronnie. It was good stuff. And then
I was wondering what that was. I was like, what in the world? Is that a chair that's not put together?
I could just tell that it was a unicorn.
Head.
I wasn't sure what kind of item it was either.
Yeah, it's those bookend things that you can like put it in, like it's a unicorn head on one end and then a unicorn rear end on the other.
Unicorn
and then the
butt on the other
in
side.
Between. Yep, unicorn butt. Then after that, we went to Starbucks. And in the bookstore, I found some hardcover Star Wars comic books that I got for my kids. So I'm excited to give those to them for Christmas. Dad's always getting them nerdy stuff. Yep. And then the last part is the land of gaming. Still plugging along little by little with Spelunky, Dead Cells on 5BC. Played a little bit of Avengers, not too much, just looking to get some free stuff. Move the needle on the challenge cards.
Yeah, and side note on that Avengers. Yeah. I booted it up just to get that free stuff.
Yeah.
And as I'm running around, I realized I was running.
Yes. Isn't that a cool thing?
You used to only be able to walk.
You can run in the
like
hubs.
Small little jog, but now you
magical.
can run. Oh, it's so much easier to get around.
Before in Avengers, guys, when you would get into a hub, it was like running in your dreams where you'd go nowhere while you're running. So slowly. It's awful.
You're like
but
mashing
now,
the run button like, come on, let's go.
Now you can run full blast and just blow by everybody in the hub. It's awesome. But we still don't have the Sarah Garza nameplate, which I'm very disappointed. I want that right now.
I'm okay with it. I probably won't boot it up until they give me something else for free or until the next character drops.
Yep. The last two things in the gaming realm, the highlight of the week probably was playing Among Us with the God and Gaming boys last week. Patrick's making the squinty eyes.
Gosh.
And by highlight, it was just really fun to hang out with you guys. The
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
I don't like the game.
That's the only thing I can take away from playing that game. Like, I do not get
Patrick,
the whole hotness of this game. Like, I don't.
I really don't. But it was
It's
really
fun
funny.
to play with-
You always died first. Like, I felt like you died the most out of everybody else.
We were all chatting. So like this game, you gotta be like, you can't really say anything. It's not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to be all secretive. But I saw Mark just kill me, and I couldn't say anything. I just wanted to go over there and punch Mark in the face, like, "No, you killed me."
I'm pretty sure Mark
I wanted to say it too, like, "It's Mark. It's orange. It's orange. Go get him. Go."
I'm pretty sure Mark was a serial killer in his former life. Or
He was the imposter almost every single time.
It's a rough title.
I feel like the game was like, you're stuck with it tonight.
I was like, I wasn't the imposter at all the entire time.
No, you weren't. And I was right at the end, and I was terrible at it. Because, yeah, this is terrible. Because most of the time, I was so confused what I was supposed to do. You have all these little tasks, and I talk out loud. But then when I became the imposter, I kept talking out loud until I couldn't get the kill button to work. I would get near somebody, and then I would mash the kill button so I could kill them real fast. It wouldn't do anything. And so I'm just sitting there trying to figure out what's going on, and then all of a sudden I realize I've been silent for 5 minutes, and I'm like, uh-oh.
And we noticed.
Yeah, and you guys noticed. It was like, Lucas, stop talking. Lucas! And then I got kicked off. And
What was difficult for me was, like, I don't play mouse and keyboard games ever, really. And so trying to coordinate, moving around with the character, with the keys, and then, like, I had to, whenever it was time to go over to the button to kill somebody or something like that, I had to make sure to pay attention to, like, scroll over there, and, like, it's just so not native to me, not comfortable. And so it was very difficult. And now I've heard that the touchscreens were worse. But yeah, they really need to get on some controller support.
Yeah, for sure.
That game.
It kind of hurt my hands using it like that.
Yep.
Yeah, so needless to say, I'm pretty sure either that night or the next morning I deleted that off my phone. So I'm not interested in going back and playing it. But to those of you out there that are loving Among Us, more power to you. You will not be seeing me there impostering or sussing or whatever.
You know what's really awesome
Looking sus
about games? I mean, like, you can just do that. You can just delete a game because there's so many other games that you can play
games.
That you can devote your time to. You don't feel like, oh, it's the only game that's out. It's what I'm going to be playing until the next game comes out. Like, no, there's hundreds of games that come out every month. And you're like, okay, well, I got something else I'd rather play.
Yeah,
I will say this, like, watch people who know what they're doing in the game play it. Like,
Don't tell me what to do.
I would highly recommend to you to watch people who know what they're doing play, because it's a lot more interesting that way.
Yeah. I believe
But you are more than welcome to not play that game again.
Yep. It's the beauties of it. Just like
As
Among
I
Us,
will like
just
to know.
like Kirby's Dream Course. I can love it. You can hate it. It's all good.
Yeah.
The last game that I wanted to mention was Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Patrick and I played it today for we finally got back into the lunch gaming, and we broke that bad boy out and killed some ghosts, walked through some hearts,
strange,
and just embraced the darkness. It was something else.
It was. I mean, there was just like floating, bleeding hearts, and I turned to Lucas and I was
That's
like,
creepy.
What is this?
Very, very like Twin Peaks artistic creepiness, like you're in a dream. It's like a fever dream almost.
It was, yeah.
You're fighting. It's almost like it sets it up as, all the things that happen in Tsushima during the main campaign or what happens. But then with every warrior, samurai, good side, bad side that dies, they go to this spiritual realm, and then your job as the four spirits, the Ronin, the samurai, the sneaky assassin, and then the hunter, I think, the sniper bow and arrow person. You're just four spirits that are preventing the bad side from I don't almost like invading the living world again and stopping them. I don't know. It was fun. It was fun to do with Patrick.
I felt discombobulated this
Yeah,
afternoon.
it was very discombobulating for sure. It was very bizarre. But I think it's fun combat. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
But
sure.
sometimes getting back into I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima in like a good month and a half or so. So the controls were just like, I have no idea what's going on. I was just like dodging everywhere, rolling all over the place. And I played as the Ronin, and so he has a little pet spirit dog that more distracts than fights, but I can pet him, and he's real cute, so I was all right with it.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of battle, it's like, ruff.
Yes,
This
it's like barking.
This is like a big dog, too.
Yeah.
And it's got like a little like chihuahua bark. Ah. Yeah, what are you doing back there?
Hey, he's fine.
Okay.
He's a cute little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can pet it, so it's good.
Yeah. And with that, that's it. And with that, that's it for the show today, because we had a lot to share. A lot of updates.
Yeah, we did.
We went
A lot
way
of
long.
talking. So that concludes our discombobulating episode of, Good Morning, guys. Episode 112. 113 is going to be the continuation. In part 2, we're going to be talking about board games and card games.
Yes.
And, yeah. So with that, let's just go right to the outro, shall we? Regardless of how you choose to connect with us in part 1 or part 2 next week, remember that anytime you want, you can call us at 929-GMG-GUYS, and you can leave a message, ask a question, and let your voice be heard. Give us all the updates, all the one-word ways in which you have experienced this past week. Speaking of what should be heard, Mark, what are the latest song additions to the GMG Music playlist that any and all can hear on Spotify and Apple Music?
GMG Music Playlist.
Well, guess what? They're all going to be saved for next week because they were all
Fantastic.
pertaining to the theme of tonight's show.
Can we have like 3 Christmas songs on there?
Yeah,
No.
just throw up some Christmas songs. Come on.
No.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, I'm quitting.
Do it. All right.
It's got to be some Halloween songs, like some Friday the 13th.
We can put the classic Monster Mash on there, though. That is a pretty good one.
You know what?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll
Yes.
put my.
That's
I'll
a
put
good one.
Halloween,
That's-
there we
Hollywood.
go.
Halloween music. Come on, just throw up some Halloween music. I can't
It'll
think of
be
any.
a surprise.
Thriller,
Yeah.
Monster Mash.
Yep,
Ooh,
Those
Thriller. Yes.
those all work.
Yep. Like it.
Besides our weekly Christmas and Halloween holiday themed GMG music playlist, we are continuing to pull together the GMG video game top 100 that we will rank and reveal in a future episode. Let's see, which game would you guys like to add today? Starting with Ronnie, who's prepared.
I would
might as well start with
actually-
him.
Yeah, I am prepared for once. So I want to add The Witcher 3 as the first game. And oddly enough,
Beautiful.
it's not because I have played or am playing that. I've been watching Elizabeth play that, like for the past few weeks.
Oh,
And it just looks like a really good game. It's just really in depth, and like I'm good with just kind of laying on the couch and like watching her play. So it has to be a pretty good video game if you could just watch somebody else play it.
now is she playing on PC, Xbox?
She's playing on Xbox.
How is the loading on that? Is there a lot of loading
Yeah,
in there?
there is.
Okay, because
Sometimes it seems like it takes forever.
Really? Okay, because the Xbox Series S, I'm getting that in like 2 weeks, and it's supposed to have faster loading. So I'm thinking that might be one of the first games I play on
Yeah.
the Series S with all the fast.
It's
faster
such
loading.
a big game too, but it does at times. Like it's like, man, did it freeze or is this just a regular loading time?
Come on, do something.
Yeah, it's about like I got a stick that I just poke it with, you know. And then the last game, as I was looking through the list, did nobody add the 007 N64 game?
GoldenEye?
GoldenEye? Like, has
We have
nobody
not
added
added
that?
that
Because
yet.
like that
Nope.
was like the game that games are created off of today. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like
All games.
Yeah.
It's so good.
it was like revolutionary at the time. Like, have you gone back and played that anytime in recent years? Like, oh man, the graphics are garbage.
Oh, it's
They're
awful.
garbage, but it's have you played it recently?
No, did they do a new
It's
version?
still a ton of fun. Just going back and do a 4-player split screen.
Yeah, that was the best.
Still
man,
a ton
playing
of
that
fun.
Game. So that's the one I want to add.
You know what the crazy thing is about that is like the multiplayer aspect was added like absolute last minute.
Really?
That was like a complete
That was like the whole
afterthought.
game for me.
Yeah.
It was. It still is the game. No one remembers the story of that game.
Well, go watch
You
the
just
movie.
remember when you get
Slappers
the
only.
get the golden gun, and you're just like the predator in the jungle hunting everybody when you have that.
Yeah. You're the golden gun in the facilities.
Oh man,
That's the
Yeah.
best.
All I can say is whoever played Odd Jobs out there, you suck.
yeah.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be odd job.
There
No
was
odd jobs.
always that one guy. Impossible to hit him.
That's a good pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Mark, what you got?
Super Mario Kart 64.
Nice.
Or Mario Kart 64. Now, I could say that like, more recent iterations like Mario Kart 8 have developed incredibly on the franchise as a whole, but like Mario Kart 64 has a special place in my heart because it's the first Mario Kart game I played. And after going back and playing Super Mario Kart, I have a greater fondness for Mario Kart 64. And yeah, the jump skidding, I can't remember what it's
The
called.
jump slide.
Jump slide, yeah. That is absolute game changer, and it's actually fun to watch some speed runs of that game, finding all the shortcuts and exploits
Yeah,
that you
it
can
is.
utilize. Like, there's one guy, I think it was this one track, he was able to, through exploits, he was able to beat the track in like 4 seconds, which is insane.
That's not fun.
It's not even a game.
But I'd
Well-
like to see that though.
After you play it normally for so long, and it's like a
It's
20-year-old
like
game.
the guys finished. I'm like, I'm not even past the starting line.
No, I don't think it was actually 4 seconds, but it
guy
was
just
a
takes off.
really
it's
short amount of time.
First, second, dead last.
Got it. Yeah, Mario Kart 64.
Nice.
Patrick?
Well, for me, yeah, I'm gonna say Brutal Legend.
There you
It
go.
has been the crux for me. It's one of those games I hated, but I also loved, and now the hate is gone.
Summit Climb, 10 years in the making.
Yes.
All right, for me, I don't know if this counts. If it doesn't, then I'll modify it. But Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Yeah, we said the Jackbox Party Pack games.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think that's fine. They're all very, very similar. Is there one that sticks out to you though?
I mean, for me, it's Crash Bandicoot 3. They gave you like more versatile moves. Actually, Crash Bandicoot 1, Patrick, to give you context, is like running through the Avengers hubs at the beginning, and Crash Bandicoot 3 is with the update where you could actually run super speed.
So yeah, I played through the Insane Trilogy, so I have it, and I went through the first one. I was like, this is fun, and then once I get to 3, I'm like, how did I play 1?
Yeah, exactly. There's like, you have no moveset in the first one. You just have to go
Spin
and
and
jump.
jump.
Spin. Yeah, it's basic. Yeah, basic. But then when you get to 3, but it just, all of it together, I just love the Insane Trilogy. That was like some of the hardest platforming I've ever done to get a platinum trophy. So to get 3 platinum trophies, because some of those time trials are infuriating.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
you gotta like those rope bridges. You have to run on the rope, literally run the tightrope.
I was like, I'm
to
gonna
do
get
it.
platinum in Crash Bandicoot 1, and after I did the time trial for like the 3rd level, like 40 times, I'm like, yeah, no thanks. I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm done.
It's
I don't
tough.
have time for this in my life.
I mean, for me, it helped because I played it originally, like when it
Yeah.
first came out. It's just like you guys talking about Dream Course, talking about Mario Kart. I played those when they originally came out, so like I have
Yeah,
that muscle
I get
memory. You just like, to me, Mario Kart Super Nintendo feels better than Mario Kart 64, and it's just because it's what I grew up with. So
Sure.
I just like that feel to it. But yeah, so Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy is my pick.
Nice.
But if we need to give it a title name, number 3 is my fave. All right, next week we will continue this garbage truck on fire and actually talk about the topic.
We've done this before.
Yeah,
I think
it's not
it was
the first,
like in the
won't be
20s.
the last. And it's usually when one of us is gone for 2 weeks and we're like, boy, let me tell you, got some
I
things
know,
to talk
it's like
about.
we're catching up.
Yeah, I got to catch up on life.
Yeah.
All righty then, Pat, Mark, and Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.
1, 2, 3, 4.
One of these days, you're going to say plop.
I am when I'm
And
going
as
to
you
say
plop.
it. As you plop, as you plop, and as you plop. Especially if you're me.
Plop, plop, plop,
Most
plop, plop,
days.
plop.